Hey guys, what's up? Dennis here. I'm actually here at the marina by my house. I was actually doing a couple of some marketing videos and stuff. So I figured, you know what? Let me shoot a video for you guys and kind of just give you some insight on some things that I've been working on, some things that I've been thinking about. That's probably gonna help you out. There's a question that I want you to ask yourself, and that's what are you working towards? Like, what are your goals? Because I realize there are a lot of people that are just focused on things that won't produce any type of results that they're actually looking for. And that I realize that the time that we waste, we don't get back. And what I want you to do is, I want you to basically analyze what do you do on a daily basis, where your time and your money is going. And I want you to think about if that's getting you anywhere further along. Are you in a better position today than you were yesterday? And are you going to do something different today that's going to put you in a better position tomorrow, right? One exercise that can help you tremendously to basically ensure that what you're doing with your time is productive and that you're moving yourself forward in the areas that are important to you is maybe get a whiteboard or something, or maybe a piece of paper, and put it somewhere that where you can see it on a daily basis, but that's going to help you basically bring clarity to your life, and that where the things that you're writing down are things that are specifically important to you. Like, I have a whiteboard at home where I basically jot down the major categories or areas of my life that I basically have to work on every single day that are important to me, right? Because what that does is it allows you to zone in on the things that are important to you and not spend time and money all over the place and feeling ineffective all the time, right? We all have things that we want to get, right? And all those things that we want to have take work and effort and energy and resources, right? And if you're not careful, you spend a lot of time on things that don't matter, and then years from now you end up being in the same place wanting those exact same things because you haven't actually put any effort into them, right? You can't grow in those areas if you're not consistently putting work in and learning and researching, right? And growing and developing. So let's say you're into exercise, something like that. It's one of my main categories. Like, personal development is one of them, exercising, and and business, right? And those three categories I spend time in every single day, because no matter what's going on, those are the areas that are important to me that I actually want to grow in, right? And what that allows me to do is have clarity and understand where my time and resources has to go to, right? Because if I put in energy and resources into that every single day, I'm going to grow in those areas and become very, very, very good in those areas. That's what's important to me, right? And if you haven't sat down to write that down and say, what's important to me, right? What am I doing with my time? Because if you spend all of your time, you devote 8 hours a day, 5 days a week to somebody else, the reality is that that person knows why you're there, right? I heard it put this way a long time ago: the people that know how to do something usually work for the people that know why. So if you just do something because everybody else is doing it, or you're doing it because, I just gotta have to pay bills, well, then what ends up happening is all your time and energy, whether you're thinking about it or not, is actually going towards paying bills that you're gonna have every day for the rest of your life, right? So you have to ask yourself, what am I really doing, right? How many hours on a day am I spending on myself and what's important to me or in my business, right? Because you're already devoting 8 to somebody else's. I've heard it put this way as well: you're always building a business, no matter what, by default. It's either going to be your business or somebody else's business, right? And once I realized this, that I started to become more self-conscious about what I'm doing, where my focus is, where my energy is going, and what are the results that I'm actually going to get by putting in that type of work. And that's super crucial, that you sit down for yourself on a personal level to understand, what am I really doing with my time, right? What benefits am I getting short-term and long-term doing this, right? And by growing in these areas that are important to you, you always be in the right frequency, the right vibration to basically attract other great things into your life. Because if you only focus on areas that don't really matter to you, but you're doing them because you have to, you're grudgingly doing these things on a daily basis, you're in a bad vibration and you're not spending any time in areas that are important to you, so you don't feel any satisfaction or joy out of what you do on a daily basis. You just end up living for the weekend, right? And I encourage you to take some time out for yourself and work on the things that are really important to you, that matter to you. That's what puts you in a position in life where you feel great no matter what you're doing, because you know that you're in the areas that are important to you. That's super, super important. If you spend all your time working or just watching TV and things like that, you're completely ineffective. You're not developing the skills, right? You're not going through the development stages to get good at anything. because you're just working with somebody else. You already know those skills, and when you're not working, you're doing things that are ineffective and unproductive because you're trying to just wind down from the other stuff that you've been doing that you don't like doing in the first place, right? So like I highly recommend you sit down and say, you know what, what's important to me? Is it my spiritual life? Maybe I'm into exercising. Let me get into let me get my own business, something like that. Maybe you want to be a writer, or maybe you want to learn how to play guitar really, really well. Whatever it is, that's important to you. You have to prove that it's important to you by spending your time and resources in there, right? Because you don't prove how serious you are about something by how much you say you are, or how much you talk about it. It's how much time and resources you put into it. That's what really proves things, right? Where's your time and money going into? And if it's going into areas that don't matter to you, or that won't give you short-term and long-term benefit, then you're really wasting your time, and that's time again that you're not going to get back. And I highly, highly recommend that you do that. If you haven't already done that, just take some time out. So, okay, this is what's important to me, and write them down. Write the categories down, and you say, okay, I'm going to spend some time here, here, and here every single day. No matter what's going on, if I spend time here, here, and here, I'm happy, right? Because I'm growing in the areas that I want to actually grow in, that are important to me specifically, right? And when you jot those down, you can actually be more conscious of what you're doing, and not just kind of be aimless in what you do and just, okay, yeah, I'm going to work today. You're sure about that, but you're not sure about anything else you're going to do after that, right? You should know what you're going to do the day before, right? What I like to do also, I actually mentioned this in another video, is basically have an idea of what I'm doing in the next day, right? So I can be ultra productive. The moment I wake up, boom, I need to do this, and this, and in this order, right? And that's super important. You plan out your day so you can, get as much as you need to get done as possible. So you can move yourself forward, right? Yet once you know what you want, you can be more conscious and more selfish with your time, right, and your resources, because that's super, super important. If you don't do that, you're basically aimless and you're doing things that don't really matter. And then 5 years from now, you'll be in the exact same place. And whose fault would it be? It's going to be your fault, right? Because you're responsible for your own circumstances and your own life, essentially, right? And if you live in this mentality where you just spend time doing things for other people, you never have what you actually want. So with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you got something out of that. Bye-bye.